I know that you have spoken about, ways of getting rid of fear. And you kind of have these kind of 5 ways of getting rid of fear. Can you tell us a little bit about that and kind of how we have to start the process, apart from obviously looking at the root of the issue?
So with fear, the first thing is identify the fear and then face it. Because if you don't face it, it's always going to be there. It's never going to go away. It's like it's it's not what you eat, it's what's eating you. So I believe, for example, let me think of a fear. I've become very fearless because I've come to learn a lot of things. So I'm aware about all this fear, being fearful of things that don't even happen. Another thing about fear too, it's things that never happen. You worry and fear and it's not, these things sometimes never happen.
Yeah.
And what the interesting thing I always say, what is the worst case scenario? What would happen to you? So I'll give you an example. My fear used to be public speaking.
Isn't that ironic?
No, but most people, and this is weird because I write it in my book too, because I used to be a model. I could walk on catwalks, I could do TV ads, I could do all that stuff. But when it came to public speaking, I was like, okay, the cat ate my tang. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. It doesn't matter how prepared you are. And I came to research, why was I having this fear? What is it? And most people do, by the way. This is actually a healthy fear. Yeah. When you're about to go on stage, most people have the jitters, you start to pop, start sweating, it just happens to everybody. And then once you get there, you're like, okay, I have to do what I have to do. But for me, I tried to figure out why was I afraid, because it was all my negative thoughts. It was not even external, it was internal. I was thinking, what about if they don't like what I say? They don't like how I look? Oh, I don't pronounce things the way they like it. There was all these negative, toxic thoughts that I told myself, and that was what holding me back.
Yeah.
And until I thought, hang on a minute, I'm my own enemy. I need to stop that. And once I figured out how to stop that, then I started becoming fearless. Because when there's an opportunity to do anything, I'm going, I can do this. You talk to yourself, say, I can do this. I'm the best for this project or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you just go do it. But if you sit around waiting, like whatever the opportunity, and you're afraid and you sit there, you'll never do it. And I think that one of the other things, which is the best thing to do with anything you're trying to do, the hardest step is the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have a book you want to write, a song you want to write, whatever, the first step is always the hardest. So if you don't take a leap and do the first step, whatever that is, whether it's starting to write down things as start writing your goals down or whatever it is, you're going to make the first leap. Otherwise, it'll never happen. Because once you start, the momentum starts to kick in.
Yeah.
And what I usually say about inspiration, when you leave the wave of inspiration to go by and pass you by and just disappear, it's gone.
Yeah.
Until the next time.
Jump on it.
When you feel it, it's time. Just
go for it.
It's the present moment. Just do it.
Yeah. Jumping into that. And I think also exposing yourself to that fear as well, being able to jump right in it and be like, well, I'm going to do it. Because I guess, as you were saying, like if you wait around and you wait for that right time, like what is the right time,
There is never right time. You know what? The right time is the present moment, because we don't have a guarantee of tomorrow.
No.
We don't even know what's going to happen in the next hour in terms of the universe. I mean, something could happen and we just all become extinct for all we know, And something else I want to encourage people is to find themselves a role model, a mentor, someone they can look up to, that they can actually talk to when they've got challenges in life. And we're talking, doesn't matter whether it's financial, business, personal, whatever it is. And this fears, again, that's a thing. If you find somebody you trust, you can go, hey, I've got this fear. I don't know what the hell to do. How can you support me? People should be able to feel free to ask. I know our societies are very judgmental, and people are afraid to be known that they're struggling. But the reality is we are all in it together. I have a problem, you have a problem. It's all different type of problems. And if we don't share and work together, we'll just suffer. And there's no need for suffering. Suffering is optional when you know what to do. And really easy. Ask for help. Speak to someone you trust. Speak to a mentor. Find a coach. There's so many people out there willing to do this helping work. We're here to support people for, like with me, I say, if you've got a relationship issue, send me a message. If you've got confidence problem, if it's a job, you're trying to find a job, you don't know how to write a resume, you don't know how to speak, you don't know how to navigate interviews, hey, holla. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Lost. This is not a jungle. This is human beings who are here for a reason.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think that
so much power in that.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, like, and being able to kind of connect with other people and share that, it does take that burden off, and it does make you feel like your fears are not that big, and they're big enough to overcome, or they're rather small enough to overcome, rather than looking at it at this huge thing and looking at these fears all alone. I think that that's really important, being able to share that with other people. Absolutely.
I think the biggest problem with all of us is self-judgment. So when you judge yourself harshly, like I did for so many years, you don't ask for help because you don't feel you're worthy. And once you have that mentality, and people don't come to you and say, hey, you're struggling, can I help you? Nobody does that.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you invading my space, you know?
Yeah.
So my advice is, if anybody feels anything, and there is no good or bad. It doesn't have to be a therapy situation, you know, where you wait until things are really bad and think that now you need therapy. Life, that's why there's mentors, that's why there's coaches for life issues. You know, life issues could be, you're going on a date, you're not sure whether you should do it, you don't have, your intuition doesn't tell you, it doesn't feel right. Who can you talk to that you can actually, you know, who's actually not judgmental? You can just be really, no sugarcoating, like say, hey, this is what it looks like to me from here. Those kind of things. And I think the society, we need this kind of people, and people need to feel free to ask without worrying about what other people are going to think. Because you know what the biggest prison is for a lot of people? What are other people going to think? Now that one is the worst fear of all time, because if you ever, and again we go back to that thing of saying you are not a product of you're not a product of your own conclusion. So basically you rely on other people's opinions to make a decision. Now that is not right. So people have to realize, you have to question. If somebody says this is how we do things, why do you do it this way? Why should I do it this way? What's the story behind it? I want to know, because if I don't believe in it, I don't want to do it. People should have the freedom and choice to make decisions which are right for them.
Absolutely. And you think about so many people would, you know, not do things or not go for that position or do things or go outside of their box just purely on the basis of thinking of what will other people think of this. And I think that, you know, when you think about it like that and you look back at all of the decisions that, or, you know, the opportunities you've let slip by because you're worried about what other people think, it is so, like, you know, kind of eye-opening to think about things that way. So I think that definitely, you know, you are kind of the master of yourself, and you have the power to do things in your own way, and what other people think of you is kind of none of your business. And I think that a lot of people say that, you know, other people's opinions of me, other people's way of thinking about me, like, it's got nothing to do with me, that's them. And, you know, it's all about you. And I think that that's really important to hear. Absolutely. Yeah. I think, you know, to kind of wrap us up, you know, we've had such good conversation, and you've given us such amazing strategies of evolving and, you know, creating better selves. I want to kind of end with what you're grateful for, particularly in this time. And we like to do this with our guests, you know, to end on what is something that you are grateful for. So Kintinda, what are you grateful for during this time?
Oh man, I'm grateful for life, you know, breath, you know, we can breathe in, breathe out. That's just, you know, we woke up today. For me, I think that's a foundation, that's a benchmark of anything, that we are alive. I am here today. I am healthy. I'm grateful for that, because without, that's the basics. If I've got that, everything else is easy. But someone would wake up today, they're very sick. That means they're grateful for being alive, but they're struggling, right? So I believe, and this is actually my motto, like with everything. I always go the first, and it's a routine of mine. I wake up every morning. I've got a gratitude journal, which actually I have, that people can actually get it online as well. A gratitude journal where I write 5 things that I'm grateful when I wake up, and what, you know, what's going to happen in the day. What am I looking forward to? And then before I sleep, I do the same thing. What are 5 things I'm grateful for that happened today to me? And what am I looking forward to for the next day? So it's just a habit, which a lot of people don't have that. You just put it in your routine, because before you sleep, you go on the phone.
Yeah. You're just scrolling through your phone. Yeah.
You record yourself saying it, so you remind yourself or put it as an alarm, like I have to be grateful, say my gratitude before I sleep. Or when I wake up, gratitude too, because really it sets the tone for your day.
Yeah.
It makes you feel so amazing. And you know what? I actually have this routine. This is just the morning and night, but every time I remember, I just say thank you. I don't have a reason. I just say thank you. You know why? Because everything is thank you. I mean, I'm grateful for everything.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that we're here. We are able to use computers, technology to talk to each other, share with the world, and say, hey, we're here and we're grateful. So I think people just forget. It's not by luck that we're here. We just have to be grateful.
Definitely.
We really do have a lot to be thankful for. It's about actually acknowledging that, and it is like the power of gratitude is huge, and I think if we insert that into our daily lives, and whenever we kind of think about it, will make such a difference. Thank you so much, Katinda. Do you want to maybe plug your book and how we can contact you and how listeners can find you on social media?
Okay, so I'm on all major social medias, and my name is Katinda Ndola. So if you're on Instagram, it's Katinda_Ndola, but everything else is Katinda Ndola. That's LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat.
Beautiful.
You really are across them all.
The other ones are all like this Twitch. There's so many different ones, but this is
there's too many to keep up with. Yeah, no, they are the main ones.
And then with my website, if anyone wants to grab my book, I mean, if you go on Instagram, the link will lead you to my book as well, and there's an ebook as well as a hard copy. So if somebody wants an ebook, it's there. If they want a hard copy, even better. And I believe hard copies are better. You know why? Because I've got the book right here.
Yeah,
if you've got a hard copy, you can underline things, you can scribble.
Yeah.
When it's Kindle, it's a bit different, but it's better than nothing. At least you've got the information, and you can do it well. Yeah. So that is.
I'll definitely be reading it.
Yeah. So confidenceandselfesteem.com. If you want to learn about fear, confidence, self-esteem, procrastination, which is the big thing. I mean, that's another thing that holds you back. Fear. If you want to talk about relationships, and this is relationships, falling in love with yourself, not others, because without loving you can love somebody else. And this is why we have so many dysfunctional relationships, because people don't even know how to love themselves, and they try to love others. You can't love somebody when you don't know how to love you. So you are the example of what love looks like. So if you don't know that, you need to learn it. People can help you. And I talk about purpose, legacy, setting goals, all that kind of thing. So if anybody, and it's all about taking action. Don't buy the book, don't read it just for the sake of reading a book. Take action, because it will change your life. Trust me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Knowledge is power when applied.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's got to be applied. And everybody, I do highly recommend getting the book and checking out Katinda on all her social media platforms. We could honestly speak for hours and hours on end, but we've run out of time. Thank you so much, Katinda. Thank you so much, Lydia. We hope that you've all enjoyed listening at home. We will be back next week on Soul Dive on Live FM's Brimbank Live. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
With thanks to the City of Brimbank across our neighbourhood and the world, Soul Dive with AD, Roshani and Lydia on Brimbank Live on Live FM.